Guys, am I audible to everyone? Quickly, let me know in the chats if I'm audible to every one of you. Yes? Wait, what's happening to this? Just give me a second, I'm just fixing chats on the smaller screen, then we shall be starting directly, yeah? Just give me a second, people. Okay, now it seems perfect to me. So, good evening, all my lovely students. I welcome you all again back to your Vedantu Enlite channel. I hope all of you are doing great, having a good time. So, my dear people, quickly in the chats, let me know if I'm perfectly audible and visible to everyone. Quickly, let me know in the chats if I'm perfectly audible and visible to every one of you. Quickly, my dear people. Welcome back, welcome back. Well, chemistry paper, it was easy. Even physics was easy, I've heard. Just Shreya sir was calling me, he was like, physics was damn easy, right? Chemistry was again the similar type, right? Whatever questions we solved yesterday in the first paper discussion, similar sort of questions, even same questions were asked in the today's shift as well. Perfect. I'm doing good, I'm better than before, but still my throat is not in the proper condition, so I might sound a bit low again today, right? Pardon me for that. So people, before starting this particular session, the ones who have just joined in, the ones who are new to the channel, I'll just quickly introduce myself. So my name is Wasim Bhatt and I'm your chemistry master teacher right here on this Vedantu Enlite channel, right? Well, the ones again who have not liked the video yet, please do like the video, share the video with all of your friends, do subscribe to the channel and do not forget to hit the bell icon as well, okay? Please do like the video, share the video with every one of you, yes, and do subscribe to the channel as well. Perfect. So my dear people, we are going to right now solve some top questions from the today's JEE shifts, shift number 1 and shift number 2, right? So let's get going with the first question of your chemistry, which is going to be on your screen in 3, 2, 1 and now. Well, this is the first question, right, which was asked in the first shift, I guess. Perfect. If you remember, we solved the similar type of question, my dear people, in the yesterday session also, right? In the yesterday session, we solved the similar type of question. And it's a very simple and basic one. Let's get to know how do we approach this sort of a question over here. So understand. Well, I'm sure every one of you would be remembering one important relation, that is half-life of the reaction, that is directly proportional to the initial concentration of reactant raised to the power 1 minus n, right? This is something which every one of you should be remembering, right? T half-life of the reaction is directly proportional to initial concentration of reactant A naught raised to the power 1 minus n, where n is something which we call as the order of the reaction. Now, my dear people, have a look on this particular question. Find the order of the reaction if the concentration changes from 0.5 molar to 1 molar and half-life changes from 100 seconds to 50 seconds. So what is the formula which I'll be using? I'll be using this concept over here. So I'll be writing an equation like this: T half of 1 divided by T half for second is equal A1 divided by A2 raised to the power 1 minus n. Perfect. As simple as that. Now, my dear people, T half of 1, right? T half of 1, half-life changes from 100 seconds to 50 seconds. Perfect. Half-life changes from 100 seconds to 50 seconds. So in the numerator, you'll be writing 100. In the denominator, you'll be writing 50 is equal to A1 by A2, right? So initially, if the concentration changes from 0.5 to 1, so this is 0.5 and this is 1 over here. This is whole raised to the power 1 minus n. So we got one equation. Let's try to solve this equation and get the answer. So my dear people, this will be 2 on the left hand side, perfect, and it's going to be 1 by 2 on the right hand side raised to the power 1 minus n, or you can say 2 is equal to 2 raised power n minus 1, Perfect. If you just have a look on this particular equation, from this particular equation, you can say n minus 1 is equal to 1, which clearly tells you n value is equal to 2. And what is n exactly? N is basically the order of the reaction, which we were supposed to calculate. So we got to know the order of the reaction is exactly going to be 2, right? Simple and basic equation. Perfect. This relation I gave you in the last session as well, in the yesterday session as well. I told you half-life of the reaction is directly proportional to initial concentration of reactant raised to the power 1 minus n, right? Simple and basic. Perfect. Done. All right. So how many of you got +4 in this one? Can you quickly let me know in the chats? How many of you got +4 in this one? Quickly in the chats, my dear people. Perfect. Wonderful. Good job done. So I'm moving on directly to one more question. All right, look at this particular question. You were supposed to match 1 with 2, right? Match the two columns. A very, very simple question which we have on the screen. Hydrogenation of oils in presence of which catalyst? Isn't it going to be nickel, my dear people? Right? Isn't it going to be nickel? N2 plus 3 times H2 gives 2 times NH3. Isn't it going to be Haber's process, right? In presence of iron. Perfect. SO2 plus O2 gives SO3. In presence of what? In presence of platinum. Yes. And contact process, you know, it is V2O5. So you just were supposed to match column 1 with column 2. And what is going to be the correct answer of this particular question then? It's supposed to be option B, right? Simple and basic again. We have discussed these reactions in detail, if you remember, in the mock tests, in the short shorts, everywhere. Yes? Perfect. Let's move on, my dear people, to one more question, which is going to be our third question. Look at this one. Well, this is the reaction which is given in your NCERT, my dear people, if you remember, right? The product formed in the given reaction, BeCl2, you are making it to react with LiAlH4. What are going to be the products of this particular reaction? Yes? So, my dear people, the first product of this particular reaction is going to be BeH2. And with this BeH2, you will be getting AlCl3 as well. And with AlCl3, you will be getting LiCl as well, right? This is the actual reaction which is basically mentioned on your NCERT as well. Perfect. So, in this particular reaction, what is going to be the product formed? You can see out of 3 products, you can have a look on the option number 2. So, it is supposed to be option 2, which is going to be the correct answer of this particular reaction. As simple as that again, right? Perfect. A simple and the basic reaction directly copied and pasted from your NCERT. Yeah? Well, moving on to one more question then. Have a look. Which of the following can help in preventing decomposition of H2O2? Again, the statement directly copied and pasted from NCERT, right? A very simple and basic, right? This is something which I call as memory-based question as well. Which of the following can help in preventing decomposition of H2O2? It's going to be urea, my dear people. It's going to be urea, which basically helps in preventing the decomposition of H2O2, right? This is the statement taken from the NCERT and from which the question was framed. Yes? Perfect. Absolutely. All of you are perfectly right. It's option D. All right. Difference in the spin magnetic moment of 2 complexes are... Okay. So we are given with 2 complexes, my dear people. We need to calculate the difference in the spin magnetic moment. First of all, every one of you must be knowing, how do we calculate the spin magnetic moment? There is a formula to calculate the spin magnetic moment, right? Under root of n into n plus 2 Bohr magnetrons. I hope you remember that. This is the formula by means of which you calculate the spin magnetic moment. Now, my dear people, if you look at both the complexes, right, the central ion over here is cobalt tripositive. It is cobalt tripositive, right? When you calculate the oxidation state of cobalt, it will come out to be tripositive. In this particular complex, when again you calculate the oxidation state of chromium over here, it's again going to be chromium tripositive. Perfect. Now, my dear people, if I ask you whether the ligands which are attached over here in this case, are these the strong field ligand or weak field? These are the weak field ligand, right? Similarly, over here, weak field ligand. Weak field ligand, we know they do not cause any sort of pairing, right? So pairing is not going to happen in any of the cases. Perfect. Now, if I check the first complex, this is cobalt tripositive, right? Iron cobalt, which is going to be 3d7-4s2, right? This is the outermost configuration of cobalt, but this is cobalt tripositive. Just take 3 electrons out, 2 from here and 1 from here. It becomes 3d6-4s0. Perfect. Will there be any sort of pairing? There won't be any sort of pairing. If there is no pairing happening over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So how many unpaired electrons will be there? There'll be 4 unpaired electrons in case of cobalt tri-positive in the first complex, right? 4 unpaired electrons. If there are 4 unpaired electrons, you can calculate the spin magnetic moment under root of 4 into 4 plus 2. 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 4s are 24, it is root of 24, right? Root of 24 will be approximately 4.9. Approximately 4.9. Yes, so I got to know in the first complex, the spin magnetic moment is coming out to be 4.9 Bohr magnetrons, approximately. Yes, now look at the second one. In the second one, you have got chromium in tri-positive state. If I ask you what is the outermost configuration of chromium, you'll clearly say it is 3d54s1. Now this is chromium tri-positive, take 3 electrons out, 1 from here and 2 from here. It's going to be 3d3 configuration. If it is 3d3 configuration, my dear people, if I ask you how many unpaired electrons are there, 1, 2, and 3, there are 3 unpaired electrons. If there are 3 unpaired electrons, calculate the spin magnetic moment under root of n into n plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 6, 6 3s are 8, 18. It is going to be root of 18, right? Perfect. I'm sure it's clear. Yes. So my dear people, root of 18 will be approximately 4 point something, right? Then you are supposed to calculate the difference between the two. And when you calculate difference between the two, approximately it's going to be, the difference is going to be 1 Bohr magnetron, right? The difference between the two is going to be 1 Bohr magnetron. Perfect, as simple as that. I think I did some mistake. It is 3 plus 2, 5. 5 3s are 15. That was root 15. I wrote root 17 or 18, right? Okay. This root 15, right? Root 15 is 3.8 something. This was 4.8 something. Just take the difference of the two and get the value exactly as 1, right? So 1 was the difference in the spin magnetic moments of both. I'm sure every one of you would have solved it properly, yeah? You can expect similar sort of question, my dear people, in the upcoming sessions as well. All right, look here. Dark purple color. Dark purple color of KMnO4 in the titration with oxalic acid. We are making KMnO4 to react with oxalic acid in acidic medium. I hope you remember, my dear people, in the yesterday's session, I told you KMnO4, KMnO4, it converts oxalate ion. It converts oxalate ion. In which medium? In acidic medium. Into what? Into carbon dioxide, and itself gets converted into Mn di positive. Right? Well, my dear people, this KMnO4, what is its color actually? It's actually dark purple or intense purple. It is basically intense purple. What about this Mn di positive? Mn di positive is colorless. I hope you know that. It is colorless. So basically, KMnO4, it actually converts oxalate into what? Carbon dioxide, right? And during this particular reaction, KMnO4 gets converted into Mn di positive. KMnO4 initially was purple in color. Now, due to the reaction, KMnO4 got converted into Mn di positive, and that Mn di positive is colorless. So from a purple color to colorless, right? Due to the formation of Mn di positive. Perfect. So dark purple color of KMnO4 in the titration with oxalic acid in acidic medium disappears. It's absolutely correct. Reason, change in the oxidation number of manganese is from 7 to 2. Again correct. See, oxidation state of manganese over here is plus 7, over here it's plus 2. The oxidation state of manganese is changing from plus 7 to plus 2. That is the reason of the disappearance of color, right? Because of the formation of Mn di positive. So assertion is correct, reason is correct, and reason is the correct explanation of the assertion in this particular case, right? I'm sure every one of you easily are going to solve this one, right? All right, this is one more question which was given to us. We have got a substrate X on reaction with Grignard's reagent, it's forming something as A. On acidic hydrolysis, it's forming this alcohol over here, right? What is going to be this X? People, we have solved this sort of a reaction many a times, right? So have a look how it's to be solved. Let me first of all tell you the correct answer of this particular question is going to be option A, right? Why it happens? See, this is pH basically. This is pH, it's attached with carbon. This is double bond O, and over here on this side, it's CH3. Now you're making it to react with what? You're making it to react with pH MgBr. And since in case of your Grignard's reagent, this is delta negative and this is delta positive, right? Now this pH over here, it's going to attack at this position, and you know this double bond shifts over here, right? Due to which, what do we get? We get pH, this is C, this is oxygen carrying the negative charge, right? And this is CH3, and with this carbon, I'll say pH will be attached, right? And since this oxygen carrying negative charge, it's going to attract this MgBr positive towards itself. So this is MgBr over here with a positive charge right here, like this, yes? And then after the Acidic hydrolysis, what's going to happen? Just replace this MgBr over here and place H over here, right? So final product of this reaction is going to be something like this. This is CH3, this is pH, and this is OH over here, right? This is the final product which is getting formed in the reaction, if you can see. Perfect. So which substrate did I use? I used the first substrate, right? Option A is going to be the correct answer of this particular question, right? Right, people? I'm sure it is clear to every one of you. Yes? Perfecto. All right, moving on to one more question then. A mixture of hydrogen and oxygen. So basically, as far as this particular question is concerned, you have got a mixture containing two gases. Which two gases? Let's have a look. A mixture contains hydrogen and oxygen. This is H2 and this is O2. A mixture of hydrogen and oxygen contains 40% biomass of hydrogen. 40% biomass of hydrogen. What does that mean? That means 40 grams of hydrogen gas are present in 100 grams of mixture. 100 grams of mixture, right? So you got to know exactly the mass of hydrogen gas in the mixture, that was 40 grams. So from here, you can calculate the mass of oxygen also in the container. It is simply going to be 60 grams because the mass of mixture is 100, out of which 40 grams is the mass of hydrogen. So you got the mass of both the gases, mass of hydrogen and mass of oxygen in this particular container, number one. Number two, the total pressure of the mixture, my dear people, which I'm representing with PT, that's equal to 2.2 bar. What do I need to calculate? I need to calculate the partial pressure of what? I think I need to calculate partial pressure of H2. Well, it's not mentioned over here, so I'm assuming I need to calculate the partial pressure of H2. Well, my dear people, partial pressure of H2 is simply going to be equal to total pressure of the mixture multiplied by mole fraction of H2. I hope you know it. So partial pressure of H2 is going to be equal to, what is the total pressure of the mixture? Total pressure of the mixture is 2.2. How do we calculate mole fraction of H2? It is simply number of moles of H2 in the container divided by total moles there in the container, right? This is how you write it. So it's going to be 2.2. What about the number of moles of hydrogen? Number of moles of hydrogen is going to be mass of hydrogen, that's 40 grams, divided by molar mass of hydrogen, whole divided by number of moles of hydrogen, mass of hydrogen divided by molar mass of hydrogen, plus number of moles of oxygen, mass of oxygen in grams, 60 grams divided by molar mass of oxygen. Perfect. Now, my dear people, when you solve it, let's get to know the final and exact answer. It's going to be partial pressure of H2 gas is going to be equal to 2.2. In the numerator, you have got 20. In the denominator, this is going to be 20 and this is going to be 1.8. So 20 plus 1.8 comes out to be 21.8, right? You just need to solve this equation over here. You'll be exactly getting the partial pressure of H2, which you were supposed to calculate as far as the question was concerned, right? I'm sure from here, you can easily solve it. And final answer, I'll show you after doing the calculation, it will come out to be 2.01 bars. Yes, as simple as that. I'm sure this is something which you could easily solve, right? And if this type of question again comes into examination, I'm sure you guys are going to kill it. Look at this particular question, guys. What kind of simple question this was. You know, PCl5, you already know it's trigonal bipyramidal, right? Because in case of PCl5, phosphorus is forming 5 sigma bonds. There is no lone pair on phosphorus. Steric number will be sigma plus lone pair 5. Hybridization is sp3d, so it's going to be trigonal bipyramidal. Perfect, right? O3, everyone knows it's a bend-shaped one. Yes, BRF5. Well, if you talk about BRF5, yesterday only we saw the structure of BRF5, if you remember. So how many sigma bonds? There are 5 sigma bonds which are being formed. How many lone pairs are there in bromine? There is 1 lone pair on bromine as well. 5 plus 1 is 6. So steric number is 6. If steric number is 6, hybridization is going to be sp3d2, right? And what about its shape? It's going to be square pyramidal. It's going to be square pyramidal. I'm sure you guys know in BRF5, its structure I have shown you in the short session as well, right? Its structure, its actual structure I've shown you in the short session as well. BRF5, square pyramidal, right? Yes, because the type of the molecule is AB5L1. AB5L1, perfect. So accordingly, you can find your options. Match A with 2, match B with 3, A with 2. Okay, there is only one option. There is no need to check the rest. Yes, so option 2 is supposed to be the correct answer of this particular question as well. All right, how many times we have talked about liquation, guys? And this is something which I expect from you, that you should be telling me the answer of this particular question in the chats itself, because we have discussed liquation many a times in the box in every session almost. Let me know in the chats. Let me know quickly in the chats. Liquation refining is based on, right? Liquation is the technique which is used for low melting or high melting. What is going to be the answer? It's absolutely low melting, my dear people. Like, you have got its examples as well. These are the examples. I mean, many a times we have solved the same question. Perfect. All right. See what kind of question this was. Which of the following is not an aromatic compound, right? Many a times we have seen how to identify which of the compound is aromatic, which of the compound is non-aromatic. Well, my dear people, if you look at the first option, see, it's cyclic, it's planar, there is complete cyclic conjugation, and there are only 2 pi electrons involved in the complete cyclic conjugation. So it's following the Huckel's rule, so it's supposed to be aromatic, number 1. Number 2, again, cyclic, planar, complete cyclic conjugation, 2, 4, and 6. 6 pi electrons involved in the complete cyclic conjugation, so this again aromatic, right? Well, my dear people, look at this one. This is something which is aromatic only, you know it. Perfect. Right, let's check it out. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 pi electrons, so aromatic. Look at this one. 2, 4, 8, 6, and 10. Right? So, did we do some mistake somewhere? Which of the following is not aromatic? Right? Oh, yeah. See, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So, is option D going to be aromatic? This is not going to be aromatic, my dear people. So it's option D, which is going to be the correct answer of this particular question, right? Simple and basic again, right? Perfect. Moving on to one more. All right, the correct order of stability is, what is going to be the correct order of stability? If you look at all these compounds which are given to us, my dear people, all these are diazonium salts, right? All these are diazonium salts. You can see N2Cl mentioned over here at the top, right? And your diazonium salts, right? Their stability decreases on putting the electron withdrawing group, right, with the benzene ring. Electron withdrawing groups, they decrease the stability of the diazonium salts. Electron withdrawing group, they decrease the stability of the diazonium salts, right? So this NO2, it operates -M from here. This OCH3, it operates +M from here. This CN, it operates -M from here, right? So these two are the electron withdrawing groups, so they destabilize the diazonium salt. So I'll say this one is electron donating, it shows +M. So 2 is going to be maximum stable, followed by 4, and then followed by what? Followed by 3, and then followed by 1, right? So this is going to be the order. Yes, so it's going to be option 2, which is the correct answer of this particular question. I'm sure you guys can easily solve this one. Right, people? All right. Again, one direct question taken from your NCERT, right? Kill it. Let me know its answer fast. It's simple, guys. It's very simple. The question says Bordazine. Bordazine, right? What is Bordazine basically? B3, N3, H6. This is Bordazine. I hope you know that. It is something which we call as inorganic benzene, right? Like compounds formed by 3 equivalents of element X, 3 equivalents of element X, and 6 equivalents of element Y, right? So it's going to be 3 equivalents of B2H6 when react with 6 equivalents of NH3, you get a complex, and that complex on heating gives Bordazine at the end, right? That is this is one of the main important preparation of the Bordazine, my dear people. So it's supposed to be option A, which is the correct answer of the question. And if you want to have a look on the actual reaction, this is the actual reaction in which you get the complex first of all, then after heating it up, you get Bordazine over here as the product, right? Simple and basic, this is again. And Bordazine, you know, it's inorganic benzene. All right, see what kind of simple question this was. I would want you guys to let me know its answer in the chats. I would want you guys to let me know its answer in the chats, right? So Cl with a radical, right, plus CH4, what is it going to form? Is it going to form methyl radical plus HCl, right? Methyl radical plus HCl, you know this, very simple and basic one. Perfect, I'm not discussing all this in detail because all this is already discussed and simple at the same time. What do you think about this one, guys? Check this one. Which of the following is a non-reducing sugar? Again, it's going to be sucrose, my dear people, which does not reduce the tolerance reagent because of the absence of CHO group, right? I hope you know this one as well. And this sort of a question has been asked many a times. All right, look at this question. This is from the chapter Atomic Structure, and let's see exactly what the question says and how it's to be solved. Okay. The question is something like this: if the wavelength of the first line of Lyman series of hydrogen spectrum is lambda, right? First of all, Lyman series. He's talking about the first line of Lyman series. In the first line of Lyman series, electron makes a transition from 2 to 1, right? So this is N2 over here, this N1 over here. So if I use the Rydberg's formula, I can say 1 divided by lambda is equal to R, right? Z square, Z is 1 for hydrogen. It's 1 upon N1 square minus 1 upon N2 square, right? So it's going to be 4 minus 1, 3 divided by 4, right? It's going to be 3 divided by 4. Perfect, my dear people. Or I can say lambda is equal to 4 divided by 3 multiplied by R, right? This is the lambda. Or let me check it again. 1 upon N1 square, 1 upon 1 minus 1 upon 4, 4 minus 1, that is 3 by 4. Yes, correct. So this is something which we got from the first statement. And the wavelength difference between second transition of Balmer series. Second transition of Balmer series. Second transition of Balmer series means electron makes a transition from 4 to 2, right? First transition of Balmer series means 3 to 2. Second transition of Balmer series means 4 to 2, right? So in the second statement, this is going to be your N2, this is going to be your N1. So again, you'll be using the Rydberg's formula. You'll say 1 divided by lambda 1 is equal to R. Z value is 1, 1 upon N1 square minus 1 upon N2 square, right? So what is something which you'll be getting over here? 1 by lambda 1 is equal to R. 16 minus 4 comes out to be 12 divided by 64, right? So it's going to be 2, 6, 232, right? 2, 3 and 2, 16, 3 by 16, right? So I'll be getting one equation over here. I'll be writing just lambda 1 is equal to 16 by 3R. Lambda 1 is equal to 16 by 3R. Lambda 1 is equal to 16 divided by 3R. This is something which I got from the second statement. And third statement, my dear people, the wavelength difference between second transition of Balmer series and third transition of Paschen series. Lyman-Balmer Paschen, third transition of Paschen series. In the first line of Paschen series, the electron makes a transition from 4 to 3, first line, second line, 5 to 3, third line, 6 to 3. And we have to consider the third line, right? So we have to take the transition from 6 to 3. The transition is right now from 6 to 3. So I'll be calling this as N2, I'll be calling this as N1. So it's going to be 1 divided by lambda 2, for example, is equal to R, Z square, 1 upon N1 square minus 1 upon N2 square, right? So this is a bit lengthy question, guys, but you were supposed to solve this. It was easy at the same time, right? 36 minus 9 comes out to be how much? It comes out to be 27 divided by 9 multiplied by 36. And this is 9, 1, this is 9, 3. It's going to be 1, this is going to be 12. So it's going to be simply R divided by 12, or I can say lambda 2 is equal to 12 divided by R. Or did I miss something? Just a second. I think I missed something. It's going to be a third line of Paschen. Is it right? Third line of Paschen. Paschen, Lyman-Balmer Paschen, right? So 4 to 3, 5 to 3, 6 to 3, right? So this is N1, this is N2. This is N1 ka square, 3 ka square 9, 6 ka square is 36. 36 minus 9 comes out to be 27, right? So this is going to be, or let me keep it as such, guys. Wait, why am I complicating this, right? This is going to be 36 minus 9, that is 27. 27 divided by 9 multiplied by 36. I'm going to write it in the simplified form. This 1, this is 3. I'm just keeping it as such. Right? Perfect. So it's going to be 1 divided by lambda 2 is equal to what? Or just write the lambda 2. Lambda 2 is equal to 36 divided by 3R. Perfect. Now, my dear people, look at the question carefully what it said. It said if the wavelength of the first line of Lyman series of hydrogen is lambda and wavelength difference between second transition of Balmer and third transition of Paschen. That means the difference between the wavelengths. Lambda 1 minus lambda 2. Difference between the wavelengths. Lambda 1, it is given in the question. Lambda 1 minus lambda 2, right, is equal to x times lambda. What is the value of x? Right, that's the question. Now lambda 1 is going to be, or let me write lambda 2 minus lambda 1 over here instead. Lambda 2 minus lambda 1. Lambda 2 is your 36 divided by 3R, right? Lambda 1 is your 16 divided by 3R, right? And when you solve this value, it's going to be 20 divided by 3R. Right? So basically, you need to equate these two. It's 20 divided by 3R is equal to x times lambda, right? Or this 20 divided by 3R, my dear people, I can write it something like this. I can write it as 5 times 4 by 3R, right? 20, I can write 5 times 4 by 3R. And this 4 by 3R was basically your lambda, This 4/3R was your lambda. So you got to know basically lambda 2 minus lambda 1 is equal to 5 times lambda. So x value over here is 5, right? I'm sure you got to know how to solve this particular equation. This was a bit lengthy because you had to make 3 equations, then substitution, right? Then the equation was done. Yes? Perfect. As you can see, x value over here is coming out to be 5 only. All right, moving on to one more. Number of hydrogen atoms in the product. This is a very common reaction, my dear people. Addition reaction. Perfect. Chlorination is happening. So what is the final product which you'll be getting? Tell me in the chats first. Right? We have solved, it is C6H6Cl6. Finally, right? That is the product which you get in this one. Yeah? That is the product which you get in this one. So how many hydrogens do we have? In the product, we have got 6 hydrogens. Perfect. So 6 is going to be the correct answer of the question. I'm sure you know it. All right, correct order of covalent character of the following compound. This is the question which was asked in your second shift, my dear people. Perfect. So covalent character order. Use the Fajan's rules. Calcium dipositive, calcium dipositive, calcium dipositive, calcium dipositive, right? This F negative, Br negative, Cl negative and I negative. Perfect. You know, covalent character, it depends on polarizability of anion as well. It depends on polarizability of anion as well. And polarizability of anion, it depends on size of anion as well. So more the size of anion, more the polarizability of anion, more is going to be the covalent character. So where is the size of anion maximum? I negative. So CaI2 will have maximum covalent character, followed by your CaBr2, right? Followed by your CaCl2 and followed by your CaF2. This is going to be the order of your covalent character as far as your Fajan's rules are concerned. Simple and basic again. I'm sure every one of you could have easily solved this one, right? Perfect. Just on the basis of the polarizability of anion, right, which depends on the size of anion, you know, more the size of anion, more is the polarizability, and more the polarizability means more is going to be the covalent character and less is going to be the ionic character. All right, which of the following is not extracted from its sulfide? It's absolutely going to be aluminium, which is not extracted from sulfide, right? All the others, zinc, copper, lead, they are. Which among the following is a broad spectrum antibiotic drug? People, do you remember in the June shift there was one question asked from the broad spectrum? Again the question has been asked from the broad spectrum. So have a look on this broad and narrow spectrum, my dear people, right? So what is going to be the answer of the question? Absolutely. It's going to be option 1 only. It's ofloxacin, right? That is going to be the correct answer of the particular question. Which of the following compound shows highest spin-only magnetic moment? Again, the similar sort of question, my dear people. You just need to check the unpaired electrons. See, manganese over here in the first case is basically in +2 oxygen state. Manganese right here is in +3 oxygen state, +4 oxygen state, +4 oxygen state, right? Now, my dear people, if you talk about Mn di-positive configuration, Mn di-positive configuration is 3d5, and 3d5 configuration means 5 unpaired electrons, right? And no other species apart from the first will have 5 unpaired electrons, and you know, wherever unpaired electrons are maximum, there only spin magnetic moment is maximum, right? There only paramagnetism is maximum. So option A is the one which is correct among all, right? So 5 unpaired electrons, 4 unpaired, 3 electrons, 3 unpaired electrons, right? As the number of unpaired electrons increase, the magnetic moment increases. Okay, again, my dear people, yesterday only, this was the question which was asked about the boric acid, right? And we have done it in the short as well, if you remember, which we took on Sunday. Boric acid, H3BO3, it is a weak acid in aqueous solution, absolutely, right? Boric acid, it acts like the weak Lewis acid, perfect. And what is the reason for that? If you remember, in case of boric acid, it basically acts as the Lewis acid, right? Because boron has got incomplete octet, it just contains 6 electrons. Then on reaction with oxygen from water, it donates its lone pair in the form of coordinate bond, due to which it behaves like the Lewis acid. I hope you know that. Or do you want me to show its mechanism as well, right? It's simple. We have done the same question, my dear people, in your short on Sunday. You can check it out there as well. So both the statements are correct, and reason is the correct statement of the assertion. Yes. What is the other name of animal starch? Again, the memory-based one. What is going to be? It's going to be glycogen, right? What is the other name of animal starch? Yes. Direct question from your NCERT. One more question, my dear people. In the shift second, it was asked from the solution chapter. The question is delta TB, elevation in boiling point. Delta TB, which is basically, I'll be taking it as KB multiplied by M, right? And delta TF, it is basically going to be equal to KF multiplied by M, right? Delta TB of 1 mole solution is 3, right? This is KB and molality right now is 1. Delta TF is 2. Sorry, delta TF of a 2 mole solution is 6 Kelvin, right? KF and the molality of the second solution is 2. Perfect. What do I need to calculate? KB divided by KF. If I just divide the two equations, it's going to be 3 divided by 6, which is going to be KB divided by 2 times KF. KB divided by 2 times KF. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3 cancel. So you can say KB divided by KF over here is just going to be equal to 1, right? As simple as that. Very simple and basic equation. I'm sure you can easily solve this one as well. So my dear people, one more question. Can you just confirm it in the chats? T half of, it should have been written as the first order reaction, right? Was it mentioned in the question it's a first order reaction? Quickly in the chats. Can you let me know quickly in the chats, my dear people? If it was mentioned in the question that the reaction is of the order 1. Yes, quickly, let me know in the chats, give me some confirmation. Was it mentioned in the paper that the reaction was the first order? Yeah? I'm assuming in the paper, it would have been mentioned that the reaction is of the order 1, right? So how do we solve this question, my dear people? For example, this is your first order reaction, A gives B, whose rate constant is K, right? And I'm assuming the reaction follows the first order kinetics. Well, T half for this first order reaction, my dear people, is given to us 200 seconds, right? And you know, for the first order reaction, T half is nothing, that is 0.693 divided by K, or I can say 0.693 divided by 200 is equal to K, and its units are going to be in second inverse. Its units I'll be writing in second inverse. Perfect. Now what the question says, find the time taken for 80% completion. Let's say at time t is equal to 0, the initial concentration of reactant is A0, this is 0, right? So time taken to complete 80% of the reaction we need to calculate. When 80% of the reaction will be completed, I must say 20% of the reactant will be still left in the container as such when 80% of the reaction gets completed. So 20% of the reactant is still left in the container as such when 80% of the reaction is completed, right? So it's going to be 0.2 A0. This is the value of 80. What is 80? 80 is the concentration of reactant left when 80% of the reaction is completed. Now it was simple, right? You just had to use the first order integrated rate equation. Perfect. And you would have got the answer. It's going to be T 80% is equal to 0.303 divided by K. It's going to be log of A0 divided by 80. 80 is again 0.2 A0 only. A0 did not cancel. It becomes 10 by 2, right? 10 by 2, that means 5. So you would just suppose solve this particular equation, my dear people. K value, we have already calculated. This is the value of K, right? Yes. And every single thing is given, right? You just need to solve this, get the answer, that's all. Perfect. Yes, and log of 5, approximately you could have taken this as 0.67, approximate value I'm giving. So time taken to calculate 80% of the reaction, you could have easily calculate from here, right? Okay, so these were the questions from your chemistry, my dear people, which were asked in the shift 1 and shift 2. There was not a single question, my dear people, which I could say difficult or moderate. There was one question from the atomic structure which was lengthy. All the other questions were not lengthy at all, right? You could easily solve these questions in less than 40 seconds. So chemistry, I must say, was damn easy. And Shreya sir is going to come next. He'll let you know exactly what was the level of the physics paper. And before giving the stage to Shreya sir, my dear people, the ones who have already thought of taking a 1-year complete drop to write the JEE examination in 2023, particularly for you guys, we are launching one JEE 2023 1-year Akrosh batch, which is launching on 1st of August. On 1st of August, JEE 2023 1-year droppers batch is starting on 1st of August. You guys can join in, right? Well, what is the difference between AI Live, Live Pro Lite and Live Pro Classic? Well, let me tell you, in AI Live, you get the recorded sessions, but during the recording, when you watch the recording, there'll be a class teacher who will be joining you, and during the session, if you face any sort of difficulty in understanding, you can ask that doubt to that class teacher. But these two courses, these are the live courses, right? And no need to pay this much of amount in one go. You can pay this much of amount in the form of EMI as well. And let me quickly show you how to get enrolled into this particular batch, my dear people. Well, this is the video which you guys are currently watching. Drag it a little down, click on more. After clicking on more, this is Akrosh JEE Repeaters 2023 English as well as Hindi batch, right? So all yours to join the batch, right? For example, you're looking for English batch, click on the first link. Well, after clicking on the first link, my dear people, what you need to do is, you need to select your course, right? You need to select your course. And where do you select your course? Over here downwards, you select the course, whether you want to go for AI Live or Live Pro Lite or Live Pro Classic. For example, you're going for Live, this one, Live Pro Lite. Just click on buy now. After clicking on buy now, you need to put your number, email ID on which you get the OTP and everything, and you will enroll automatically into the JEE 2023 1-year Akrosh batch, in which from exact basics, the syllabus starts, test series is included, study material is included, and at the same time, you are getting trained by the best teachers across the country, my dear people, right? Yes? So with this, I'll be taking a leave, my dear people. So Shreyas sir, let me just ping Shreyas sir up. Let me see if he's ready with the solution. If he's ready, let me just ping him once. I think he will be watching us. Maybe. I'll just ask him. Shreyas sir, where is he? I'm calling him, huh? Yeah, he's disconnecting the call. That means he's ready, I guess. Is that? Just a second, guys. Just a second. Yes, he's texting in the chats that he's ready. So, Shreyas sir, kill it. See you guys.
Hey my warriors, I hope you guys can see me as well as hear me loud and clear. Welcome to the 26th July JEE Main second attempt, day 2, shift 2, the evening shift as well as the morning shift, shift 1, paper discussion out here on JEE Enlite, the dedicated English medium channel for all the English medium students or the students who want to learn in English. Welcome aboard. This is Shreyas here, your physics master teacher. Let me know in the chat box, guys, if I'm loud and clear. Hello Ankit, Rose, Kavi Priya. Hello everyone. Let me just get all of you on the screen, all the lovely students. So how many of you wrote the exam today? How many of you saw many questions from either Sure Shot, Mega Mock Test or the previous sessions or even the first attempt or even the last day? There are certain type of questions which are continuously getting repeated. The favorite, all-time favorite for JEE, NTA is a ratio. Find the ratio of this is to this, find the ratio of that is to that, standard question. And formula based questions are very common in physics. Chemistry was easy to moderate, maths was lengthy or difficult as usual, but people are saying that the shift 2 paper was relatively easier than yesterday, relatively, but it was still difficult only. That is what the students are saying. Yep. Hello Uma, hello Thiku, hello Dikshita, hello Nishant, hello Himathurvini, hello Nichari Pinky. Welcome aboard, guys. Let's begin with the physics discussion with me, Shreyas, your physics master teacher at Vedantu. Those of you who do not know me, you can read the slides and make sure you have smashed the like button as well as hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss any of the classes. Also, in the days to come, not only are we discussing papers, but also I'm going to start with the BitSat series, and if you are excited about it, go ahead, smash the like button and put up a yo in the chat box. Also for JEE Advanced, we are going to help you prepare, and if by chance you think that your scores are not good, I'm not going to get any NIT or maybe not even a private college, not something which I'm looking for, don't worry, we have something for the droppers as well. I'll let you know towards the end. So let's begin with the paper discussion. Shift 1 as well as Shift 2, both the papers of 26th July. All the top important questions, easy questions, I'll be putting it on the PDF, okay? But other than that, all the important questions, that's what we would be discussing today. So here is the first question coming up on your screen. A charged particle having some acceleration while moving in a uniform magnetic field, find the value of alpha. Now, the moment you look at this question, you should realize this is a concept on vectors. The force is nothing but Q V cross B, standard formula. And whenever you have a cross product, the cross product is always perpendicular to each of the vectors being crossed. So the force is perpendicular to velocity, the force is also perpendicular to the magnetic field. Now I can see magnetic field is there, but acceleration is there. Hold on, acceleration and force are parallel to each other. Therefore, acceleration is perpendicular to the magnetic field. That means acceleration dot product with the magnetic field is 0. Whenever two vectors are perpendicular, the dot product is 0. Just take the dot product, guys. So 2 into alpha plus 2 into alpha, ax bx plus ay by. So it will be 3 into minus 4 is equal to 0. I'm pretty sure 4 3s are 12, 12 by 2 is 6. So that is the answer. Very good, Salva Karthik. Very good. Roshant, awesome, awesome. It's just like a very simple question. This process should be there in your head. In fact, that is the reason why the kinetic energy never changes, only the direction changes. This force can never do work. These are common concepts of this particular chapter, specifically the force acting on a charged particle in a moving magnetic field. Now, if you want the entire PDF, make sure you are a part of the Telegram channel. The link is there in the description box below. Just scroll down, you will get it. The entire PDF of all the questions which I am not going to discuss will be there. The questions which are important and lengthy or tricky or conceptual only I am discussing, because this is top questions. We will save your time, and the easy ones I'll just put it up in the PDF. Okay. So moving on to the next question, guys. 12th weightage more in the July attempt so far? Little bit, slightly. Sometimes it is slightly more. Okay. JEE Advanced scores yes on the Vedantu app soon. Yes, there will be. Now if you look at this question, velocity versus position for a SHM. First of all, if you want to draw the graph, you can, if you know it, you can mark it immediately. But if you do not know it, you will have to sit and derive. Velocity is omega root a square minus x square, standard thing, square both sides. So v square by omega square, bring that over here, is equal to a square minus x square. Now once you get this, shift that x square on the other side. So v square by omega square plus x square is equal to a square. Divide by a square on both sides. So v square by omega a whole square plus x square by a square is equal to 1. This is an equation of an ellipse. This is y, this is x. It's an ellipse. So there is only one option like that, which is option C. Okay, all are A, but this is option C. Very good. Amimur Islam, very good, Krishna. Awesomeness, Roshan. This is a direct question. If you know it, you would not do this. How many of you remembered this in the exam? Please raise your hand or let me know in the chat box if you remembered it. If you didn't, then this is the procedure for that. Moving on to the next question. In a LR circuit, XL is R. In a LCR circuit, XL is XC. Ratio of the power factors is asked. Let's do that. Always Ganasara Solman, always. I'm going to be there with you even after the JEE Mains for BitSat, JEE Advanced, and for other exams also, counseling. All these sessions are going to continue on the channel. So make sure you are on the channel by hitting the subscribe button as well as the like button. So first of all, in the LR circuit, I would just draw the resistance triangle. That would be the easiest way to do it. This is XL, this is R, this is going to be phi 1 in the first case. So the power factor, which is nothing but cos phi 1, will be, alright, this guy is going to be 45 degrees. Think about it. This is going to be 45 degrees because this side is equal to this side. So basically it will be nothing but cos of 45. So it will be nothing but 1 by root 2. Now in the second case, when XL is XC in a LCR circuit, it is basically going to be like this: XL, XC, this is R. This is nothing but the condition for resonance. And in resonance, the power factor will be 1. That is standard. So you just have to take the ratio of this and this. Just have to take the ratio of this and this. If you take the ratio, if you just divide both of them, I'm pretty sure you land up with 1 by root 2. Everybody with me on this? Everybody with me on this? Yep. 1 by root 2. All right. So no, the video is not paused. Just make sure, guys, you just write it in the chat box so that other students can also see. Please refresh, live going on. Just type it out for the sake of others. Sometimes, students might just see the video pause for some weird reason, because the moment you switch the stream from one place to another, sometimes it gets paused for some reason. Just make sure you put it up. Yeah, just refresh. Just add that in the chat box so that people who are reading the chats can see it. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Rose, for all the love, bacha. Next question, projectile motion. These projectile motions have been coming very frequently in this shift. So guys, if you're watching it for the next few days, remember, expect questions on projectile motions, height, range, time of flight, etc. Now in this particular question, two projectiles at angles 30-45 degree reach maximum height at the same time. If they reach their maximum height at the same time, that means their time to fall down is also same. That means their total time of flight is also going to be the same. And the formula for time of flight is nothing but 2u sine theta by g. This will be also same. Now g is a constant, u will be different, sine theta will be different. Hence u1 sine theta 1 will be u2 sine of theta 2. Hence u1 by u2, that's what is asked, will be sine of theta 2. So second time it is sine of 45. First time it was sine of 30 degrees. Sine 45 is 1 by root 2. Sine 30 is 1 by 2. So it will be 2 by root 2, which is nothing but root 2 by 1. That's the answer. Let's check this out. Everybody with me on this? Hello Yashwant. Hello everyone. Yep. So guys, make sure you are contacting each other with English. The reason why we made this channel for you guys is so that you can communicate better and you can improve your not only English skills, but if you are in the English medium, you should be able to, learn in English, because not many channels are doing this. So we would love, I know you all love your mother tongue, you love your regional languages, but the reason why we are here is because, we want you guys to not only learn in English, but also develop the skills which will be helpful in the later on part. So make sure you are open-minded, make sure you make new friends, make sure that you're not restricted to a small group. Let's spread the love, let's spread the joy, let's make new friends beyond boundaries, beyond anything else. Okay, so let's move on to the next question now, coming up on your screen on monkey. Okay, so moving on. A monkey of 50 kg climbs a rope with a rope having maximum tension of this much. Both the cases are given. So the question is, which rope will break? So in the first case, when the monkey tries to go up with an acceleration of 5 meters per second square, he's climbing up the rope. So the tension is pulling up. So the tension will act like this. The weight of the monkey will be 50 g. So in this case, the tension minus bigger force minus smaller force, which is 50 g, will be 50 into acceleration, which is 5. So T will be 500, because 50 g is 500. 55s are 250. So this is going to be 750, which is more than 350. Hence it will definitely break in the first case. It will definitely break in the first case. Moving on to the next one. Hello Par Kumar. Hello Vivek. Okay, so in the second case, in the case B, what is happening? The same monkey is accelerating downwards with 4 meters per second square. He's still climbing down, tension is still there on him, but the weight will be higher. So the weight 50 g will be higher. So 50 g minus T will be equal to 50 into 4. So T will be equal to 50 g, which is 500 minus 5 4s are 20. So one more 0. So that is going to be 300 Newton, which is less than 350. So it will definitely not break in the second case. That's, oops, what is happening? Oh my God, just one second. I'll just get the slides. I'm not sure why it went off. Yeah, so in the second case, it will not break, guys. Let me just get it up and running. Yep, okay. Same monkey, similar question also had asked in Sure Shot. Yes, standard question. This has been there in, even in HC Verma, it is there in exercises. We have done this kind of question even for NEET students. It was there even in the NEET exam. So a lot of commonness over here. So let's move on, guys. Okay, so what do we have? For an equiconvex lens made up of glass, following graph is given. This was a very beautiful question. The radius of the curvature of the lens A, looks like we had a French person who was writing this question. So we have a lens A over here, and let's try to figure out what is the refractive index of this lens A. Oh my God, please come. Okay, yes, let's try to do this question. Now, in order to find the radius of curvature, I need the focal length. In order to find the focal length, I need to find maybe V and U or their relationship. So let's try to do this. Hello, Archana Munna. So let's try to do this, guys. 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F, right? So moving this around, because reciprocals are given, that is 1 by V, this is Actually speaking, this is 1 by u. So shift that guy on the other side. It will be nothing but 1 by u plus nothing but 1 by f. Now the y-axis is 1 by v, the x-axis is 1 by u. So hence I can just compare this with y is equal to mx plus c. This is similar to y, 1 by u is similar to mx, 1 by f is similar to c. Hence c, the y-intercept is 1 by f. Now the y-intercept itself is 1 by 10. So this 1 by 10 is 1 by f. But wait a minute, I know the formula for focal length, lens maker formula. So by the lens maker formula, 1 by f is nothing but mu minus 1 into 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. So mu is nothing but 1.5 minus 1 by r1. r1 is, that's what I need to find, minus 1 by minus r. By sign convention, one will be positive, one will be negative. That's the reason for that. Yep, I hope that is clear. All right, so 1.5 minus 1 is nothing but half. Minus minus will become plus, so it will be 2 by r, 2 cancels. So basically 1 by 10 is 1 by r, so r is nothing but 10 centimeters. That's the answer. Hello Hemant Bacha. Is there any chance of putting up CUET? I doubt, Bacha Ramkumar, because right now we are concentrating only for JEE, but yes, CUET counseling and all that stuff, we'll be doing it very soon. All right. So let's move on to the next question coming up on your screen. A radio can tune into this frequency to this frequency. Find the corresponding wavelength band. So if you have a range of frequencies, that also tells you also have a range of wavelength. So the question is wavelength band. Band means what is the range of that wavelength. So bigger wavelength minus the smaller wavelength. So the question asked is delta lambda, which is lambda 2 minus lambda 1. Lambda is c by f, so c by f2 minus c by f1. C is common, so it will be 1 by f2 minus 1 by f1. Now you just have to substitute everything. Speed of light is 3 into 10 to the power 8. The frequencies are 6 and 10, so 6 megahertz. So that is 6 into 10 to the power 6 minus 1 by 10 into 10 to the power 6, of course. So 10 to the power 6, I can just take it outside and cancels with 10 to the power 8. So 10 to the power 2 remains. And okay, I'll not take out anything else. So 1 by 6 minus 1 by 10. So 10 minus 6 by 10 into 6. Just do the math, you'll get the answer, guys. 10 6 are 60, 10 minus 6 is 4. So 4 3s are 12. And you will see that 12 and that 60 again will start cancelling, and you should get the answer as 20 meters. Just check this out. If you are getting the answer as 20 meters, everybody with me on this? Are you getting answer as 20 meters? How many of you were able to get this? How many of you were able to get this? Yep. So if you use 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u and take 1 by v as 1 by 10. No, Selva Karthik, you cannot take 1 by v as 1 by 10. If you, where did you go? That question, right? The previous one. If you take here 1 by v as 1 by 10, here the value of u is 0, or rather the value of 1 by u at this point, the value of 1 by u at this point is basically 0. So it is very important to note that. And here the value of 1 by v, here the value of 1 by v is 0. So that is the catch over there. Be little bit careful. That's the reason why I wrote down the equation of the straight line. Moving on. Yes, Pinky, these questions can also repeat in tomorrow's shifts as well. Definitely. Looks like we have a lot of people who are really frustrated. I mean, really guys, for you guys, there is an app called as Tinder, and maybe you should download it. YouTube is not the app. I mean, YouTube chat is the worst way to date or find somebody. So there is an app called as Tinder. If you want, I can also search for some more apps. Maybe I should conduct a session on that, on which are the best apps for dating for, young kids, under 18, underage people. All right, maybe, I'm not sure if it's even legal. So maybe you should go out and check that out rather than just coming on a JEE discussion channel. I mean, like really, you guys have real talent, to search for, probable dates. It's crazy. You guys are really marvelous. Salute to you. Find the work done in splitting water droplet of radius 1 centimeter into these many droplets. Surface tension is this much. Okay. Standard question again. Let's try to do this. First of all, if you take a drop and you basically break it into many droplets, what happens is the surface area increases. If this had a radius r, now you have 729, like that, 729 droplets, each of radius small r. The volume is conserved, so the volume is basically conserved, it does not change. So 4 by 3 pi into r cube will be equal to 729 into 4 by 3 pi small r cube. So capital R cube is 729, that is nothing but 9 cube into small r cube. So small r is capital R by 9. That's what I get from here. Now the next part is the work done. To split it is basically the change in the potential energy. U is SA, so delta U is S delta A, standard one, right? So let's see this, guys. S into delta A. So surface tension is as it is, the change in the area. When you break it into many droplets, the area becomes huge because newer surfaces get exposed. So like that, there are 729 droplets, each of area 4 pi small r square, minus the original area was just 4 pi r square. Just do the math and you will get the answer. So 4 pi is common, S is also common. You will have 729 into small r square. Small r square will be r square by 9 square, which is 81, minus capital R square. It's just a matter of substituting the values now. The value of S, you're just going to put this over here, and the value of R is nothing but right over here in centimeters. So just convert that and you can get it in CGS and then convert it into joules if necessary. Everybody with me on this? Everybody with me on this? Cool. So this is standard question. If you did not multiply by 729, wrong answer. If you did not take volume conservation and you made some silly mistake, wrong answer. So that's all it is. I'm very good, Sri Prakash. Thank you so much. Satvika, I'm very good, very good. All right. Moving on to the next one. Yes, Bobby, I do remember you, bacha. All the best for tomorrow's exam. Watch the session carefully because questions are getting repeated, even with the concepts and patterns and models very, very similar. Okay, moving on to the next one. Coming up on your screen. A meter bridge is as shown if a resistance of X ohms is connected in series with the I think this is 4 ohm resistance. This is 4 ohm resistance. The new null point becomes 80, find X. Okay, let's try to analyze what is happening. In the first situation, you just had 40 ohm and then you had this unknown resistance R prime, and the balancing length was 40 centimeters, so remaining is 60 centimeters. So by your null point formula for meter bridge, which is nothing but the Wheatstone's balancing formula, all you're going to get is, thank you Tiku so much, is nothing but 40 by 60. 40 by 60 is nothing but 4, oh sorry guys, it's not 40 ohms, it's 4 ohms. So 4 ohms by R1 ohms. So basically R1 will be nothing but 6 ohms. 4 by 6, obviously it's going to be 6 ohms. Now in the second case, what you're trying to do is, with the 4 ohm resistance, you have connected one more X ohm resistance, and this R prime is as it is, which is 6 ohms. And now this is connected to the same meter bridge. The new balancing length is 80 centimeters. If this is 80 centimeters, obviously this is 20 centimeters. Again, use the balancing length formula. So 4 plus X by 6 will be 80 by 60, guys. Oh, sorry, not 60, 20, my bad. 80 by 20. So 20 goes with 80 4 times. So 4 plus X is 6 4s are 24. So X is nothing but 20 ohms. That's the answer. Awesomeness. Awesomeness. Okay, great. Awesome. Everybody with me? Oh, thank you, Nusrat. Welcome, guys. All the new warriors, welcome aboard to JEE Enlite. This is your Captain Shreyas. That's my Instagram handle out there. So let's begin with the next question coming up on your screen, and here it comes. So standard question on balancing meter bridge has come repeatedly in JEE Mains. Moving on. Intensity of a wave is this much. Wavelength is given, number of photons per second. This is a question on photoelectric effects chapter where the properties of photons and the intensity formula is used. Remember, intensity is always the energy, the total energy, the energy total per unit time per unit area. That is how energy has been defined. Intensity has been defined. The total energy will be the number of photons into energy of a photon, and time is t and the area is a. The energy of a photon the energy of a photon is nothing but hc by lambda, and area is as it is. Now as per the question, photons per unit time is asked, so n by t is asked, so it will be I into lambda into A divided by h into c. Now everything you know, the intensity known, lambda also known, area also known, h standard value, c standard value, substitute and you will get this answer. It's just a matter of substitution. Everybody with me on this? Yep. Yes guys, please make sure you do not spam guys. Let's try to, please concentrate on the session. We are doing a lot of hard work for you. It pains to see such kind of chats out there. It's not good. I mean, what you guys are doing. You can go to some other channel and do it. It's okay. I don't mind having even one person watching me or no person watching me, as long as even if that one person is watching this with, you know, that effort or that hope to understand things or to grow or, you know, to see where you guys went wrong in case you have given the test, or maybe you're just watching it for me. That also makes sense. That's okay guys. Thank you very much. Now there is a mass m attached at the top of a fixed disk of same mass m and radius r. With the point mass is given a gentle push, then find the angular speed of the disk when the mass reaches the bottom. Let's try to think this. Okay, so this mass is attached to a disk. You give a gentle push. This mass, because it has a concentration of the weight on the top, you give the gentle push, it will gain some velocity. As it comes down, it will lose its potential energy and convert itself into the kinetic energy. Right? Everybody with me on this? Okay, so as it comes down, let's see what is the change. First of all, initially the mass was here. This was initial. This was at rest. Of course, you gently push it. After some time, the mass comes down here. This is final, and in the final case, it has some angular velocity. So it has some angular velocity. We have to find what's that omega. So can you think that what is happening here? It's nothing but energy transformation. From potential, it is converting into rotational energy. So it's just a matter of writing the energy conservation equation. So the potential energy got converted into rotational kinetic energy of the disk plus the particle. Disk plus the particle. So the potential energy has changed only for the mass. That mass has come down by certain height. That height is 2r. Earlier it was here r plus r, that is 2r is the height. So hence it will be mg into height, which is 2 times of r, 2 times of r is equal to rotational energy will be half I into omega square. Now the challenge is, what is the moment of inertia? Think about it carefully. This mass is at a distance of r, so the moment of inertia will be mr square, that's the moment of inertia of the particle, plus the moment of inertia of the disk. The disk also has the same mass, and the moment of inertia of a disk is mr square by 2. So this will be for the disk. So hence it will be 3 by 2 mr square. Just put 3 by 2 mr square over here. Now you can see mr cancels. So this will become 2 times of g is equal to 3 got cancelled, 1 r remains, omega square is there, 2 2s are 4. So hence omega square will be 4 2s are 8, 8g by 3r. That's it, done. Very good. That's the correct answer. So 8g by 3r is the answer, completely based on energy conservation. If you miss the disk's moment of inertia, gone. If you miss the particle's moment of inertia, gone. And let me know if you guys missed anything or you got the correct answer in the chat box. If you got it, good, very good. So to get 90 plus percentile, you need to score. There are many students who have scored above 90 percentile, at least somewhere around 90 to 100 marks. And it depends on your category too. And there are so many students who have got 90 plus percentile in Vedantu in the first attempt. And I'm pretty sure by this attempt, we are going to rock it, and there will be many more students who would have crossed this number. Thanks to the students who have prepared with us in the last moment, the tricks that you have been using, the crash courses that you have been using. And we have not just done wonders in JEE Main's first attempt, but also in the class 10th, class 12th ICSE results. These are the faces to remember. These are the faces who have made us proud. Now it's time that you have seen these kind of students. I want you guys to derive that motivation for the last few attempts, last few papers, even for BitSat and even for your JEE Advanced. Because I'm pretty sure these are the students and plus the students who are going to mark their name in the exam this time. They are going to make us really proud in the months to come. So prepare yourself, get battle ready, and make sure you stay tuned on the channel so that you prepare till the end for all kinds of exam, including counseling. And if you think that maybe you're not up to the mark, don't worry, we have a dropper batch for you, which I'll tell you towards the end. Moving on to the Shift 2 paper, 26th July, paper 2, Shift 2, the evening one, the afternoon one, whatever you want to call it. So let's try to do this. A body is thrown from the surface of Earth with the speed 1/3 the escape speed. The question is, what is the maximum height achieved? Okay, so what is the formula for escape speed? It is nothing but root of 2 gm by r. Well, that's what it is. Now, if you take that particle and throw it from the surface of the Earth and you throw it with a speed ve by 3, obviously it will reach some height and it will stop there. And let's say this is the radius of the Earth. Let's say this distance from the center is small r. I want to find what this h is. If I want to find this h, I'll just try to find this small r. From that I can find h. This is where it stops at max height. This was your surface of the Earth. This is the surface of the Earth. Okay, I've just drawn a rough diagram so that I can I can write the energy equation. Obviously, this is a question on energy equation. Let's try to do this. First of all, at this point, when you throw it, it not only has kinetic energy but also gravitational energy. So using kinetic energy plus potential energy is final kinetic energy plus final potential energy. Initial kinetic energy is half m ve by 3 whole square plus potential energy, guys. The potential energy will be nothing but minus gmm by r, right? Initially the mass is separated by a distance r from the center of the Earth. Now finally when it goes on the top, it stops. That means final kinetic energy is 0. Potential energy will be minus gmm by the final distance will be small r. Okay, let's substitute the value of v, which is root 2 gm by r, square it, the root will go off. So half m into gmm by your 2 gmm by, you have r over here, 3 square is nothing but 9, so 1 by 9 comes over here. Great, minus gmm by r will also come over here, interesting, and here you will have minus gmm by small r. Gmm, oops, sorry guys, I think I put an extra m over here by mistake. Yeah, so all the gmm by r, sorry, gmm will cancel. I can see 2 and 2 also cancelling here. So I think I'm getting 1 by 9r over here. I'm getting minus 1 by r over here. And here I'm getting minus 1 by r over here. Bring this guy on the other side. So 1 by small r will be nothing but 1 by r. 1 minus 1 by 9, which is 1 by r. 1 minus 1 by 9 is nothing but 8 by 9. So hence small r will be 9r by 8. Small r will be 9r by 8, but the question was to find the height. So the height will be small r minus capital R. Small r minus the capital R will be the remainder height. So hence it will be 9r by 8 minus r, which is nothing but r by 8. That is the value of the height. That's how you get it. Is that clear? Awesomeness. 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 Everybody with me on this? This was a standard kind of question. Sometimes they give you some different speed in terms of gmm by r, but here they mentioned it is 1/3 the escape speed. In fact, there were, I think, more than one question on gravitation, and also many students were saying this time the modern physics in the shift 2 was less. Was that true? That's what many students told. That's what many students told. Okay, so Balu Bora, you can connect with me on Instagram or my WhatsApp number, which is there on my Instagram. Maybe I'll help you make a timetable which will help you prepare for your exam along with school or college. All right. So moving on to the next one. Now this kind of question, whenever you have, a cylinder and this is the axis of rotation, the moment of inertia, if this is L, this is R, this is mass M, the moment of inertia standard formula is nothing but ml square by 12 plus m r square by 4. This is the standard formula. but since radius of gyration is asked, this I will be nothing but mk square. M cancels, so k square will become L square by 12 plus R square by 4. So k becomes the root of this, which is exactly this answer. This is a standard formula for a cylinder about the axis perpendicular to its central axis. So it's perpendicular to its central axis. This is the moment of inertia. Else it was just mr square by 2. So it's slightly different. That's something which you should keep in mind. Okay, I hope this is clear. Moving on to the next one coming up on your screen. Let's see this. Though bodies m1, m2 are attracting each other with gravitational force, acceleration of m1 is a1, m1 is 2 times m2, and a2 when m1 is 3 m2, find the ratio of a1 and a2. Interesting. So let's draw the diagram first to understand what is exactly happening. There is a force between two masses m1 and m2. The force will be same. Because of the force there will be acceleration. This acceleration will be force by mass. So force is nothing but g m1 m2 divided by r square divided by m1. So it will be nothing but g m2 by r square. This is what the acceleration will be in general for mass 1. And the first case it is a1. So a1, strictly speaking, a1 in the first case, acceleration in the first case will be g m2 by r square. m2 in terms of m1, m2 in terms of m1 is m1 by 2. You can check it out. m2 is nothing but m1 by 2. In the second case, this was the first case, this is the second case. It is g by r square. G by r square. m2 is m1 by 3 if you notice. m2 is m1 by 3. So basically you take the ratio a1 by a2. G by r square cancels. m1 cancels. So 1 by 2 by 1 by 3, which comes out to be as 3 by 2. Just check this out. Just check it out. Gym attitude shots. If you're not able to be an IITian, then should we consider ourselves like we have done nothing in life? Nothing like that, bacha. There are many examples who are not IITians and they have done wonderful things in life, and there are many examples where they are from IIT but they have not done much in life. So you will always find exceptions, just like chemistry has exceptions. Physics also has exceptions, even IITs have exceptions, even non-IITs have exceptions. If you have the willpower and if you're willing to put in all that you have lost in the last 2 years, and if you want to take a drop, yes, take a drop and you can become an IITian. Else, if you feel that, no, I can do my engineering or science courses in a regular college and maybe I can work hard for the next 4 years and get into a very good post-grad college, that also works. So it's all upon your mindset, your willpower, dedication, your passion. If you're through with that, I'm pretty sure you can earn a name. All right. In fact, you will be known, or rather the college will be known because of you. Just like Satya Nadella, he has made Manipal Institute very proud. Before that, yeah, I'm from Manipal. Now it's like, oh, Satya Nadella, yeah, he studied from Manipal College. So it's the other way around. So you can change the attitude if you do great work. Moving on to the next one. Coming up on your screen. Nucleus of mass m splits into lighter nuclei. Find the ratio of the de Broglie wavelength. So you had a nucleus, it was at rest, and it splits into two smaller nucleus, one here and one here. This goes this way, this goes this way. I know for a fact that they will have some momentum P1 and P2, but they will be opposite and equal. Why? Because the initial momentum was at 0. So the net momentum is basically conserved and is equal to 0. And it is also equal to 0. Think about it. Why is it 0? Why is it 0? Because initially also it was at rest. Okay? Initially also it was at rest. Hence, P1 bar will be equal to P2 bar magnitude wise, but direction wise one will be this way, one will be other way. That's all. Now, if momentums are equal, shouldn't the de Broglie wavelengths be equal? Because lambda is equal to h by p. Lambda is equal to h by p. So because of that, what will happen? Their wavelengths, de Broglie wavelengths will be equal. These values are unnecessary. Even if they break in m by 4, 3m by 4 or any goddamn ratio, doesn't matter. They will always have the same momentum magnitude wise, that means same de Broglie wavelength. I hope this is clear. Everybody with me on this? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Ishan solved JEE Advanced PYQ 6 correct, 1 incorrect out of 10. That's a good way to go. Awesome, awesome, Ishan. Yes, RNZ, awesomeness. Law of conservation of momentum. Moving on to the next one. This mass moves with this speed, collides elastically. Find the time of collision if force is 100 during the collision. This question also was repeated yesterday, but values were changed. Very similar questions have been asked again and again. So let's try to do this. First of all, what you need to do is realize that if this mass moves with certain velocity, hits elastically, it will rebound back with the same speed and it will exert some kind of impulse. So the force which acts is the impulse by the time interval. The impulse is nothing but 2 mv. In case you are not able to understand why it is 2 mv, it's because it is final minus initial momentum. So the final momentum is nothing but minus mv and the initial momentum is nothing but mv. So if you look at it magnitude wise, then you will understand it is nothing but 2 mv divided by time. So time will be nothing but 2 times mv divided by force. So 2 into mass is 0.15. I'm not sure if the values were exactly the same. I'm just doing it as per the given values, but the concept is the same. Velocity is 12 divided by force is 100. Just do the math and I'm pretty sure you will be getting 0.036 seconds. How many of you got this? How many of you guys got this? If you have got this, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, great. So moving on to the next question, guys, coming up on your screen. All right, this question, just try to tell me the answer. Meanwhile, I'm just going to block the spammers, guys. Okay, chalo, let's do this. Okay, find the value of the current. Find the value of the current in this circuit. Now you can see this is actually a Wheatstone's bridge because 3:3, 6:6, ratio is same. So it's a balanced Wheatstone bridge. The moment it is a balanced Wheatstone bridge, you can totally forget this. Now these two resistors are in series. So this will be 6 ohms together. These two resistors also are in series. So this will be 12 ohms together. Now these two are in parallel, so the resistance of parallel will be 6 into 12 by 6 plus 12. So it will be 6 into 12 by 6 plus 12 is 18. 12 goes with 6 2 times. This goes with 6 3 times. This will be 2. So 2 2s are 4 ohms. So the equivalent resistance will be 4 plus there is one more resistor. Do not forget that, else you will get a wrong answer. And this will be 2. This will be nothing but 6 ohms. Right? I think I'm correct. Okay, the last step is find the current. Current will be the total voltage by the equivalent resistance. The voltage applied is only 1 volt, 6 volts. There is no internal resistance, I believe. And the resistance is 6, so it is going to be 1 ampere. Done. You saw a similar question in morning shift also. Yes, in fact, there was a question in the morning shift. I deliberately did not take it up because I saw that it is there in the second shift. So might as well do it only in one place. So yes, this question has been repeated many times in different ways. Okay, moving on to the next question coming up on your screen. Oh my God, I think I have not been left or spared any space over here. Let me just make some space so that I can solve it. Just 1 second, guys. Just let me make some space over here. Okay, I think I have some space. Now I think I can do it. So first of all, two springs connected with spring constant this and this in series. So if you connect the springs in series to a mass, this is K, this is 3K, and the equivalent constant for series, Ks will be that of parallel. Use the parallel formula. So it will be K into 3K upon K plus 3K. Use the parallel springs formula, guys. Parallel springs formula. So when it is in series, parallel. When it is in parallel, series. That's how springs work, exactly like capacitors. So this will be nothing but 3K by 4. That is your Ks value. Now, when you connect the springs in parallel to the same mass, this is K, this is 3K, the K equivalent will be just as of series, so K plus 3K, it's like a capacitor. It will be nothing but 4K. Now we all know that we have to find the ratio of the time periods. T1 by T2 will be 2 pi under root m by Ks, and this will be 2 pi under root m by equivalent constant in the parallel circuit, parallel case. 2 pi mm cancels, so I think I'm just left with root of Kp by root of Ks. Now Kp is nothing but 4K and Ks is nothing but 3K by 4, Kk cancels, so 4 goes on the top, so it will be root of 16 by 3, which is 4 by root 3. That's the answer. Just check this out. Everybody with me on this? This is how you're going to get it. So for series, it is parallel formula. For parallel, it is series formula, number 1. Number 2, yes, the time period formula is 2 pi under root m by k, and this question in a different way came in yesterday's exam. So if you're watching it for tomorrow, day after, or whatever, guys, 100% there will be many questions which will be repeated. Now I'm doing the top questions. Please remember, there are many more questions. These are very easy questions. The ones which I'm discussing are the average or above average questions only. The easier questions are going to be put up in the PDF. So make sure you join the Telegram channel and go through all the questions, because 100% many models will get repeated. You don't want to lose marks like this, right? Moving on to the next one. And let's see, how do we do this? Awesome, good football. What do we have over here? We have a wave equation, and such that the wave speed is maximum particle speed. Wave velocity is given by omega by k. Maximum particle speed, like a SHM. In a SHM, the maximum speed of a particle is amplitude times angular frequency. So it is a omega. They both are equal. Omega omega cancel. So 1 by k is equal to a. K is nothing but 2 pi by lambda. So lambda comes here, and this is a. Oh, but wait a minute. I know the value of amplitude. Amplitude is 2 over here, as shown. So amplitude is 2. So lambda will be 2 into 2 pi, which is nothing but 4 pi. So 4 pi meters is the answer. Done, done, done. Very good, RMZ. It's live only, bacha lallu. Yes. Moving on to the next one. A coil having resistance 8, flux this much. This was a good question. Find the heat till the flux becomes 0. This is for all the people who want to score 99.9 percentile. Okay, this is very tricky. When the flux becomes 0. So when does the flux become 0? Let's try to do this. When flux becomes 0, 2 by 3, 9 minus t square is equal to 0. So 9 minus t square is 0. So t square is 9. T can't be negative, so it has to be 3 seconds. This is when flux becomes 0. Fair enough. Now heat produced. To find the heat, I need the current. To find the current, I need the EMF. To find EMF, use Faraday's law. So let's use Faraday's law and see what do we get. E is equal to minus d phi by dt. So basically minus of derivative of this guy. So it will be d by dt of, you have 2 by 3, 9 minus t square. So the first number is a constant, so 0. So minus of 2 by 3 into 2t. Minus minus becomes plus. So it will be nothing but 4t by 3 is the EMF. So current will be, which is E by resistance, will be 4t by 3. Resistance was 8 ohms. So 8 comes below. 4 and 8 goes, 2 3s are 6. So it will be t by 6. So the current is t by 6. Now the next part, finding the heat. So the heat developed will be integral I squared r dt from 0 till the time the flux becomes 0. That means till the time is 3 seconds. Now current is t by 6. So it will be nothing but t square by 36 multiplied by resistance 8 ohms into dt. So take it outside. In fact, 8 goes with 4 2 times, 36 goes with 4 9 times. Integral t square dt from 0 to 3. So this will be 2 by 9. T square's integration is t cube. So 3 cube by 3 minus 0 cube by 3. So this is going to cancel. I think I will get the answer as 2 joules. That's the answer, guys. So if you are, at such a stage where you have seen many problems, if you have solved many variety of problems, this is a procedural problem. It's not tricky at all. It's not at all tricky. It is procedural. Okay, find this, then you have to find this, then you have to find this. It will click. Else, you will waste a lot of time on this question. Ideally, if you have not solved many questions or if the practice is not good, then probably you should have skipped it if you are not aiming for 99.5 plus percentile. Moving on to the next question. Coming up on your screen. Let's see this. Okay, hello Fajad Danish, welcome bacha. What do we have over here? A ray inside a glass prism grazes after refraction as shown. So this ray is coming like this at an angle of 60 degrees and it's coming out grazing at 90 degrees. Question is find the refractive index of the liquid. Simple. Use Snell's law. So mu1, that means n into sine of 60, okay, will be mu2, in this case is mu of the liquid, into sine of 90. N is given to be 1.5, that means it is 3 by 2. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. This is mu L, sine 90 is 1. So mu L is 3 root 3 by 4. These kind of questions have been very common where they have given speed of light, asked you find permeability, or they have given you refractive index and then they have asked you critical angle, or they have given you critical angle and then they have asked you speed of light, or they have given you speed of light and then asked you the critical angle. So these kind of questions have been very common in the previous shifts as well as the previous attempts. So expect questions on Snell's law. All right, moving on. Next question coming up on your screen, guys. Projection of a vector over other vector is how much? Okay, projection of a vector on another vector. I can't believe this question came for physics. So whenever you have to take the projection of a vector on another vector, what I'm referring to is basically drop a perpendicular, and this is basically the projection, and this is basically theta. So I am referring to basically a cos theta in the direction of b hat, So that's it. To find a cos theta, just multiply this with b and divide with b. So you will get this, and AB cos theta is nothing but a vector dot b vector. Bring this b outside, so it will be nothing but b hat, and over here, or no, I don't have to actually bring it outside, just keep it below over here only, b bar by b. Now b bar by b is nothing but b hat again. So it will be a vector dot b hat, the whole thing b hat. There is no symbol here. The inside part is a scalar number. B hat gives you the direction, this gives you the magnitude. So please keep this in mind. This part is just talking about the magnitude of the projection. This is giving the direction, the unit vector. It's a unit vector. Keep this in mind. So b hat will be a unit vector right over here. The magnitude, the length will be this much. I hope everybody got this. Okay. Yes, this was like a maths question. Moving on to the next one. Coming up on your screen. I think we will be stopping the chats from next class, guys. Okay. I think we'll have to close the chat box right from the next time. This is not at all done. I'm not at all happy with the way the chat box is going today. Not at all. I think we'll take an action. It's not at all done. You guys are really ridiculous. I'm really not happy with this. In a region, electric field and magnetic field act perpendicular to each other with the magnitude E and B. What should be the speed of a charged particle such that it goes in a straight line without change in speed? Now, what we are going to do for these kind of questions. In fact, I told you that in sure shot, this kind of concept is very important. In fact, I gave you a question which was much more complex than this, where when both the fields are on, it goes in a straight line. When one of the field is off, then it goes in a circular path. So it was a beautiful question in sure shot. This is a much simpler question. When you have electric field as well as magnetic field perpendicular to each other, and you throw the charged particle such that it does not get deflected, there is no deflection, then that speed is given by E by B. If the speed is not E by B, if it is less or more, then the particle goes here or here. That is why it is used as a velocity selector. Only those particles which have this particular speed move in a straight line. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now, if you see, that is what they have asked. If they go in a straight line, what should be the speed? That is v is equal to e by v. As simple as that. I'm not sure what was the exact question, but the concept of the question which was probably there in the shift 2 was exactly this. If they ask you what happens if the field increases, then you will see that either it will go this way or that way depending on which force is more, magnetic force or electric force. If electric force is more, it will go down. If magnetic force is more, it will go the other side. Moving on to the next one. Now, yes, B was given and E was asked. Oh, then it is also simple. Yep. So let's do this. Next question. First of all, I think we have done this question long time back in the theory part of the lectures. But in case you are wondering how to do this kind of a question, if you have a rod or a rope of certain length, certain mass, certain area of cross section, and because of its own weight it extends. Because of its own weight, it ends up extending by small l, and this is what we have to find. The problem in this question is that the stress is not uniform. As you go at different sections, the stress changes, and that's why you need to integrate and find this out. So let's try this. What you need to do? First of all, you need to find the tension at any given distance x. Tension as a function of x. Now finding the tension as a function of x is also very interesting, because when you take the lowermost cross section, there is nothing hanging below it. As you go up, you are pulling more and more weight. So as you go up, the tension increases. As you go below, there is nothing to pull, the tension decreases. So in fact, you will see that the tension will be mg into x by L. It's very obvious. X is 0, tension is 0. At x equals to 0, here tension will be 0. Obviously, here the tension will be 0. Here the tension will be maximum, it will be mg. So at any distance x, how much will it be? Unitary method. At this point it is 0, at this point it is mg. At any x, how much will it be? Mg into x by L. That's it. Now, what to do next? Once you know tension, we'll find stress. Stress is also a function of x, and that will be tension by area. So it will be mg by A into x by L. Now what to do now? Once you find stress, you have to find for that small element, how much is the elongation for every element. So when you take a small element, it's a beautiful question, guys. If you take a small element whose width itself is dx, this element is at a distance x, okay? In this, the stress acting on it is sigma. Because of that stress, there will be a small change in the length. That small change in the length is dl. The small change in the length is dl. So dl is the change in length of a small element. In fact, now I can write that the Young's modulus is stress by strain. Stress formula, I just got it from there. It is mgx by al. The problem is with the strain. Strain is change in length per unit original length. This was the original length. This is the blue one is the change in length of that original length. So the strain is actually dl by dx. This is the catch. That's it. Now you just need to rearrange the formula, and that's it. You are going to get it. So let's rearrange this, and let's see what do we get. dl, I shift it on the other side. So dl will be here only, and dx will go on the top. Rest of the terms will be as it is, like mg by ALY. Oops, sorry, not the small y, my bad. The capital Y, mg by ALY, and this x will also remain here. Now it's just about integration. Integrate this and integrate this. This will be from 0 to L. This is the total extension. This will be from 0 to total length L. So you are going to get small l is mg by ALY, and here you will get L square by 2 minus 0 square by 2. So that is going to just give you this as the answer. mg, because one of the L cancels, L by 2AY. So this is the way to solve this question. Only students more than 99.5 percentile and above would have probably attempted this, or aiming for that high score will attempt this. Else, if you remember the answer, because you would have done it so many times, you would have directly marked this. If you have solved this these kind of questions many times, you would have directly marked it. Else you will have to perform this integration. It is going to consume good 5 to 7 minutes in the exam. It's a beautiful question. All right. So those of you who could not do it, now you might have seen that, sir, I saw that there are some good questions and all these good questions I'm not able to do. Or you have seen that, sir, all the questions that you did was top questions. I was not able to do it in the exam. But I knew the theory. That means probably it's just lack of practice. There are few options with you right now. One is prepare hard for BitSat. Second option is maybe you just clear mains, no problem, prepare very hard for advance. But maybe you see that advance is still not the cup of tea. Advance is very good questions, advance has very good difficulty. You see that maybe I should give it a try for next year. And if you feel that maybe I should wait for some more time and then see my results, see my advanced performance, see my CUT results, then I want to decide, that's a whole different ball game. You will waste a lot of time in waiting. If you feel that no, I want to clear next year, if you feel that no, this time did not go well, if you feel that there is no point wasting time to wait for the results or other exams, make that decision fast, because there is a batch starting for all the JEE students. That's the dropper batch. And you will have live classes with in-class doubt solving, post-class doubt solving, assignments, thousands of questions, all India test series, study material, and also notes with the top teachers who have produced results. So if you want to join this batch, make sure you check the link in the description box. There are 3 versions. In this version, we are teaching. If you want lectures from me, this is where I am teaching. But these are recorded classes. So if you are okay with recording, go ahead with this. Both 11th and 12th portions are there for 14,850. Coupon code that you have to use is SHHPRO, or else gone. You will be in some other batch, or I don't know, you might get, if you find some problems, then I won't be able to help you. If you want a live batch, then go with this or this. What's the difference between the two? The difference is here you get hard copy of the material and also some additional benefits which you can see by clicking on the link below. You can even try the courses for 15 days at a price of 1,500. So make sure you give your best shot, and if you have decided, try it out for 15 days. I'm pretty sure things will work out for the good. Else if you have decided to take a drop, and if you want our batch, you have the AI live course which is recorded. Else if you want live, you have the other courses as well. All the best students, please prepare hard, especially the students who are going to give the exam in the next few days. Those students who have already given the exam, now it's time for you to work for BitSat. We will be conducting BitSat series as well. Okay, so guys, a partial drop is not a great idea, because in partial drop what happens, Bacha, Kaushik, is that you might not even get enough time. You have to devote a lot of effort, time, energy in your college. You can't bunk so easily. Even if you bunk, there will be many things. There is no point. Again, it's half-hearted effort. Unless you are really smart, you can manage time, you are very good and efficient, you are very principled, devoted, etc., then fine. Else, I do not really advise partial drop, because you have to go for a big thing like IIT JEE, then you have to go all in. You cannot say, I'm just going to invest little bit and I want huge returns. No, that's very difficult. Thank you, Blessy, so much. Maths class, I doubt it will happen, Bacha, because Shimon sir, I think his voice is gone. So most likely Shimon sir will be taking rest today. Yep. So Praveen, all the best, Bacha. Yeah, maths class will not be there. So it was just physics and chemistry. The chemistry class will turn up after some time at YouTube. You know, it takes some time to stitch the videos. So all the best. Take care. Hasta la vista. This was Captain Shreyas signing off.